y'all, today I've got a video for y'all today. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how to make your own homemade sourdough starter. I'm going to show you how to use it, how to make it, and how active, and how to reboost it whenever you set it to the side and you don't use it for a while, and how to make it active a lot faster. So y'all come on and let's get started on making our homemade sourdough starter. If you're new to our channel, welcome. You might want to hit the subscribe button. We have a lot of different kind of cooking videos. In today's video, we're going to be making a sourdough starter. This one right here is one I've had for a while, and it's pretty active right now, but we just used it, and I'll show you how we made a homemade bread out of it. But today in this video, I'm going to show y'all how to make your own starter from scratch, and how to make it get active a lot faster so you don't have to wait so many days and keep feeding it. What you'll need to start with is a mason jar. Is the best. You can use some plastic containers, but it's best to use a mason jar. When you first start it, you'll want to do it a little bit different, but later on we will be using our lid. Okay, now let's talk about discard. This right here is discard that I've been taking off of this starter right here. Now back years ago, when my grandparents were doing sourdough, I know that my mama didn't throw away her discard when she wanted to active her starter and feed it to make bread the next day. So what I do, and I know this is the way she done it, they did not waste money. It was hard to come by. Take your 1 cup of discard that you're going to take out to feed your starter, and just keep it in like a glass container, and you can even keep it sitting beside your starter on your counter or in your fridge. A lot of people do keep their starter directly in their fridge, but sometimes if I know I'm going to use it that week, I'll just leave mine sitting out. But if you're going on vacation, or you know that week you're going to be on a diet and you don't want to eat no bread that week to have carbs, just store your starter in the fridge, and then whenever you get it out, you'll just let it sit out for a couple days. Go ahead and feed it, and within like the next day it will be active all over again after taking it out of the fridge. So do not throw away that discard. You can use it for pizzas, you can use it for pancakes, you can even make cookies out of your sourdough starter discard. So just always store it in some kind of container, and if you decide you want to make a batch of cookies, use about 1 cup of your discard and make you some homemade cookies with it, or even pancakes. Don't throw it out. Why would you want to throw away your money when you buy a bag of flour and you add that 1 cup to feed it? You have to take that cup out. Why would you want to throw away that 1 cup of discard? That's money, and it adds up. So that's just a little trick that you can do to save your discard and not throw it out. It can be used. So now we'll be starting off with our clean jar, and I'm going to show y'all what you can add to it to make it active a lot more faster. Now when starting a new one and you want to get it started faster, the best thing to do is get you some Greek yogurt, and make sure it has the live active culture in it. That's what you're looking for whenever you buy a yogurt that you're wanting to kickstart your starter with. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take probably about 2 tablespoons of this yogurt and get in the bottom of my jar. Okay, so you can see that this yogurt is real thick. So we're just going to place probably about 2 big heaping tablespoons of this yogurt in the bottom of our jar. No measuring. You don't have to measure it. You can just eyeball it. And now we're going to have to thin this out a little because it's so thick. So what we'll do is I've got some filtered water here, And make sure you use like spring water, filtered water. Do not use tap water because the chlorine in the tap water will kill your yogurt. Okay, and now we're just going to thin that out. And what you're looking for this right here is you want it sort of like the texture of half and half, or maybe heavy cream. Okay, I had to get me a towel or I'm going to be making so much racket with this jar on the stove. Just a tiny bit more. Okay, now we're going to add our flour to our yogurt and our little bit of water. And I'll probably have to add just a little bit more water too, because I'm going to make this one so y'all can see it. I'm going to add around a cup of flour to start with. Whenever you got this part ready and you're fixing to use your flour, you'll want to make sure you do not use any flour that has bleach. You want to use a non-bleached flour, and the best flour to use when starting a starter is like rye wheat flour or any, but today we're going to be using King Arthur's all-purpose flour. I'm using the most common flour that you can get, just a non-bleached all-purpose flour, and we are using the King Arthur brand because sometimes the rye flour and the wheat flour is so expensive, a lot of people can't afford it. So I'm going to show you how to do this starter using just the basic all-purpose flour. So right here we have our 2 tablespoons of our active culture or yogurt, and that'll jump start or starter faster. So now I'm going to add 1 cup of my flour to my jar. Now this is a half a cup, so we'll be adding 2 of these. And now we're just going to give that a mix. Okay, now you can tell how hard that is to mix up. So I'm going to add just a little bit more water to it. It needs a little bit more moisture. And now we're going to give that a mix. Now this one right here, I'm using the yogurt just to get it started faster. And like I said, this one right here, I took my 10 days and I discard and fed it till I had a good bacteria growing in there for my yeast to grow. And I done it that way. But today I'm just showing you a way that you can get your starter made faster and have it a lot more active faster with that yogurt. Okay, I'll add just a little bit more water. The texture you're looking for in a starter when first starting it is sort of like pancake mix. It's what you're wanting it to come out like. So when you first add that flour and start mixing it, it may take just a little bit more water to get it to the pancake mixture you're looking for. Okay, we've almost got it to the texture I'm looking for. and I'll show y'all. Okay, that's what I'm looking for right there. When starting a brand new starter, you want to make sure you got plenty of water in it and that your flour is pretty much mixed good. You want it to be where it will drip off of your whatever you're mixing it with. Okay? And I'm trying not to get my jar so dirty. Now the way I do it is I'm going to take, you can see where we have our level right here, and I just put a little rubber band around my jar. I don't always do this with one that's already, you know, being used and feeding it. But when you're starting a new one, so you can see that you've got that activity going on in there, use a rubber band and mark your jar. And you'll actually see, like say by tomorrow, your mixture will probably be about up to here. Okay? Now once you have it to the pancake mixture, you're going to let it go for around 3 to 5 days before you make your first loaf of bread. Now you don't even have to feed it at this point. You just let it sit on your counter. You're looking for around 70 to 75 degrees area. You know, if it's right now it's cool weather, it's fall, so sometimes at night we have the furnace on, so that'll help it even go faster. And around 70 to 75 degrees. Now you'll be watching out for this. If you see some water like foaming at the top, like a little line of water up here, you'll just take your spatula and mix it back in. In the sourdough world, that's called hooch. And what it is your flour is not absorbing that water good enough. All flours are different. A lot of the rye flours, even and wheat, will soak up more water than your regular all-purpose flour. But just watch out for that hooch to get on the top, and if you see it, just give it another mix and mix it back in. Now if you think it's too watery, you can add a little bit more flour to it after you mix that in if it's still a lot watery mixture than pancake mix. Or if it's too dry, you can add a little bit more water to it. But you'll just wait your 3 to 5 days and you can make your first loaf of your sourdough mix. So I'm just going to set my lid on there. I marked it so I can see that my starter is going to grow. You'll just watch it and it should double almost in size. Leave the lid just sitting up there lightly. You can lightly tighten it, but not too tight, because it's going to have some, it's going to need some burping going on, I guess you'd say, as it starts getting the bacteria and it starts growing. Okay, so we're just going to set this to the side, and I'm going to show y'all now how we're making a sourdough loaf. Now right there you can already see the bubbles starting to get active. And just moving it around, you can tell that yogurt is already working. So now just cover it up, put the lid lightly on it again, give it a couple days, keep watching it. If you need to mix it, mix it. But right there is how you make an old-fashioned sourdough starter without having to feed it every day. Okay, I'm going to take the lid off now and let the top get just a little crust on it. Okay, we'll cut just this little end off because it is still real hot. But I would like to show y'all what it turned out like. Why it's hot.